Which side will freedom-loving Hong Kong choose if and when the US-China trade war that is now raging escalates into a Cold War? China is a communist state ruled by the increasingly authoritarian President Xi Jinping. The US is a democracy governed by President Donald Trump, who has authoritarian tendencies. Hong Kong is a free society with cherished democratic institutions. That is why the U.S. Congress passed the U.S.-Hong Kong Policy Act ahead of the 1997 handover to help protect the city's special status after its reunification with a communist state. Hong Kong will naturally have to stand with China if and when a Cold War starts with the U.S. There can be no illusions that one country, two systems allows Hong Kong a choice on such a sensitive political issue, especially after Beijing equated self-determination with independence. But even though it will have no choice but to stand with the motherland, which side will the hearts of Hong Kong people be on? Will they, out of loyalty, root for a new global order with a communist state as the world leader? Or will Hong Kongers secretly hope the U.S. will triumph out of fear that if China replaces the U.S. as the dominant global superpower, nothing will hold it back from further tightening its grip on Hong Kong? U.S. intelligence agencies put new emphasis on threats from China and Russia. A recent global survey by the Pew Research Center found that the vast majority of the countries polled preferred the U.S. over China as world leader. Neither mainland China nor Hong Kong were included in the survey, but if Hong Kong had been included, would it have chosen the U.S. or China as the world's dominant superpower? You may think that such questions are hypothetical, that Hong Kongers will never have to face them since many experts dismissed the notion of a new Cold War. The last Cold War was a classic ideological struggle between the US-led West and the Soviet Union. It pitched an alliance of democracies against a Russian-led bloc of communist countries, some of which were forced into the fold through Russian occupation. As the argument goes, a new Cold War is hypothetical since China has not formed an ideological alliance, has not occupied any countries, is capitalist in many ways even though it is a communist state, and is deeply knitted into the global economy. But those who make such arguments assume that all Cold Wars are fought along the same lines. There has only been one Cold War in modern history. No rule book say another is only possible if the same characteristics as the previous one exist. Despite the general consensus that we are not in a Cold War yet, I believe we are already in the first stages of such a conflict between Trump's America and Xi's China. Unlike the previous one, this is more about strategic than ideological dominance. Xi has used key policy speeches to spell out, at times clearly and at times cryptically, his vision of China dominating the world economically, technologically, and in influence. Initiatives such as the Belt and Road and the Greater Bay Area are intended to achieve that. He has not said much about China dominating the world militarily as well. But actions often speak louder than words. China's relentless military buildup of high-tech weapons speaks for itself. Watch Xi Jinping's vision for China's place in the world after Communist Party summer retreat. Xi is sticking to his policies. Trump has minced no words in saying he regards China's global ambitions and military assertiveness as a threat to America's global dominance. He has shown in words and deeds that he intends to make sure the U.S. remains the top superpower. I don't know if the assertiveness of Trump and Xi will lead to a military conflict, but it sure smacks of a Cold War. What will it mean for democratic Hong Kong to side with its communist motherland? Will the U.S. Congress strip Hong Kong of its special status? Will we be counted as part of China in the trade war? It's something Hong Kong needs to think about unless Trump suddenly makes nice with Xi again. Michael Chagani is a Hong Kong journalist and TV show host.